If you're not growing on Instagram, you're posting regularly, but something is missing and you don't seem to be getting any traction whatsoever, you may be making some of these Instagram mistakes. I've gathered a list of Instagram mistakes I want you to avoid so that you can run a mini audit of your own account and see how you can fix these. Ready? Let's do this. Hi my lovely people, it's Natalia and welcome back to my channel where I share super actionable ideas on content creation for entrepreneurs and creatives. And today I'm bringing you my subjective list of 10 rookie Instagram mistakes to avoid if you want to grow your following. It's the kind of video I've wanted to record for a while because even though you may be aware of some of the mistakes, I still see them being made all the time and they can seriously hinder your growth. Learning from your mistakes or the mistakes of others is the best way to improve because it's not just about looking for new Instagram strategies or tactics you can use, it's also about being mindful about what you may be doing wrong and constantly striving to eliminate these missteps. So let's jump right on in and fix them together. Number 1, not including captions in your stories or other videos. Accessibility is such an important factor and there's still not many people out there on Instagram who add captions to their stories and videos every single time. And I've been guilty of it a few times before, but from a user's perspective, I completely understand the need to caption your stories. So first of all, there are people out there who are hard of hearing and typing out what you say on your stories is so important to make sure they too have full access to your content. Besides, there are so many situations in which your followers may not be able to watch your stories with sound, and you yourself have probably browsed through stories without actually listening to them. So adding a quick snippet of what you're talking about can make sure your followers stay in the loop with your content, even if it means they just tap through them. Plus, with the new captions feature being rolled out to more and more accounts, there's really no excuse now. Simply go to your stories, start recording, and then hit this sticker and Instagram automatically transcribes it for you. And you can even edit words or censor them if you have some adult language in there. Number 2, skipping captions under posts. I know it may seem like a basic mistake, but I still see it made all the time. You'd be surprised as to how many times I browse through Instagram, look for new inspiring accounts, check what's up with the followers, and I get through image after image with either no caption at all or completely no context whatsoever. And I think the case of no caption at all is pretty self-explanatory. Your followers get a blank photo and that's it, which is not great, but the no context point is so important as well. So let's say you're traveling somewhere. You see a lake, you take a gorgeous photo, you post it to Instagram and say, what a beautiful lake. Maybe throw in some emojis or some hashtags for good measure and that's it. What does it give your followers? They see this photo, they have no clue where you're at if you're not at the location. They see a pretty picture, they may or may not leave a like, but there's no more to it, so they scroll past it. In my opinion, it's a huge mistake because you're not providing any value there. So what could you do instead? Think about the purpose of the post. Why do you want to share it? Is it inspiring, informative, educational from the perspective of your dream customer or ideal follower? Does it fall within a particular content pillar that you identified in your content strategy? If you're a Pilates instructor and you talk about health and fitness on your account, you could talk more about how you love to work out outdoors from time to time and how views like that make you appreciate nature. And as a business strategist who talks about business development and mindset, you could explain the importance of downtime and taking breaks, resting fully to replenish your creativity and drive. And if you share your travels, you could give a context of how you found this place, what you've done while at this lake, maybe if it reminded you of some childhood memories. As you can see, one image can represent so many different things to people. What makes you unique on Instagram is sharing your perspective. And the point is to provide value through your unique voice and enticing your followers to stop scrolling with the first sentence of your caption. Number 3, not including a link in your bio. Whatever traffic you generate on social media, it should always be directed towards something that you yourself own. And of course, Instagram is no exception. As a content creator, you need to include a link in your bio to strategically guide your followers to some of your assets like a website, a special deal in your shop, or even another channel you're trying to grow. But I can already hear the questions bubbling up. But I don't have a website. What's the point? Well, my friends, the point is this. You don't need to have a website to achieve goals with your redirecting your social media traffic. There are so many other ways you could be using to guide your followers or visitors to where you want them to go. It can be a poll, an order form, a subscription form, a landing page you built for free, and so much more. Whatever you create on socials, you always have some sort of goal, be it grow your business, to get brand deals, to become an influencer, to become an expert. There are so many different things you want to achieve through your regular posting, even if it's not a consciously set goal. So identify that goal and see how the link can benefit your overall strategy. Want to build your email list? Link your freebie, which you can distribute through a free MailChimp landing page. Want for your followers to know more about how to work with you? Create a simple Canva website to tell them what you do and how to contact you until you can get a fully functional website. There's always a workaround, you just need to be creative. So no more excuses and get that link ready. Number 4, not using story highlights. If you're posting on Instagram stories but not saving some of them to your highlights strategically, you're missing out on so many opportunities to further serve and engage with your audience. And this is one of my biggest Instagram mistakes at the moment on my personal profile, so it's definitely something I want to work towards. Utilizing highlights can really help you showcase what you're all about, educate your audience, and potentially turn your followers into clients. If you think about it, apart from your profile picture and bio, highlights are the next thing people see when they're on your profile. So you should definitely capitalize on that space. And if you don't have the highlights displayed there, your followers have nothing to see apart from your posts. And if they're looking for something specific, they may continue on their search and bump into your competitors who actually have some useful and informative highlights saved to their profile. So if you don't want to miss out on this opportunity and learn how to use them for your business, definitely check out this video where I give you so many different ideas. Number 5, having a bad bio. I have to say it's a bit of a pet peeve of mine because I'm always confused when I get to someone's profile and learn nothing from their bio. This can destroy your profile because people don't know the basics, meaning who you are, what you do, what you sell or offer. And this is a bad first impression, and after all, you never want to make a bad first impression in the world where our attention span is shrinking way beyond the goldfish stage. If you don't communicate clearly who you are and how you help people, people will not have a reason to stay for longer and follow your profile, even if you have some nice photos or videos there. Think about your target audience and what your purpose for the bio actually is. So is it to just introduce yourself, be intriguing, interesting, professional? My tip is to always present clearly who you are, how you help people, and what you offer, including a call to action and a link to drive traffic to your website or your offer. And be clear yet succinct. Include keywords and potentially some social proof if you have it. And don't forget your contact button and location if you're a physical business. Number 6, using hashtags in your bio. This may be slightly controversial, but I stand by it. Don't use hashtags in your bio, and here's why I think it's not ideal. Hashtags in your bio are clickable just like in your post or reel, so if someone gets to your profile, reads the bio, and then clicks on the hashtag, they are directed to that hashtag and gone from your profile. So why give anyone an opportunity to get out of there? I get it that you want to categorize who you are and what you do, but using simple text and emojis instead of hashtags is a much better way. That being said, there is an exception to this rule, and it's your own branded hashtags. If you have a challenge where people can tag their photos with, or a shop that encourages people to share their purchases like an outfit or flowers or art, then by all means include it in your bio if you want to promote it. Otherwise, stay clear of using hashtags there. There are better ways to use hashtags than this. Number 7, posting videos with no covers. We all know that videos are such an important format for social media, and that's why creators out there make sure to put out a good amount of video content. However, this is the one mistake that I see being made constantly, and I'm not joking, I come across it every single day. Posting videos to Instagram without adjusting the covers. The specific one that really bugs me is when people make videos in Canva or animate the elements of the design and then post them as is. What that does is create a single color post that stands out in the grid and breaks the look of the feed completely. If you think about it, it's very confusing to the eye, and if you post enough of these, people who visit your profile don't know what your content is about. And besides, who would click on a post like that to read or see more? What you should do each time is to make sure you're changing the cover before you post a video. You can do it by simply clicking here at the bottom and then scrolling through the video to choose the right cover. Number 8, not engaging. If you're writing a caption, choosing an image, selecting hashtags, posting on Instagram, and then closing the app, you're doing it wrong. All I hear about is I don't have engagement on my IG. But then I visit the profiles, run audits, and the first thing that strikes me is that the comments that they do get remain unanswered. Someone took the time to write something, be it a question, a short comment, or even an emoji, and you're not going to grace it with a response. If so, then you don't deserve a high engagement rate that you seem to chase. Hashtag sorry not sorry. But let's not stop there, because engaging with other people's reactions to your content is one thing. Social media is in fact social and is about creating real connections. If you want true and honest engagement, you need to not only reciprocate, but also proactively engage with other creators on the platform. So start with your followers, really get to know them, start conversations, genuinely comment under their posts, vote on polls in their stories, answer their DMs, or better yet, reach out to them yourself. Then move on to your favorite creators or people you like and respect in your niche and do the same thing. Like, comment, share, DM them. It's about building a community and not wondering how you can get more engagement and worrying about the numbers. So I have a challenge for you today. Engage with 5 people on Instagram and let me know how it goes in the comments under this video. Remember to focus on genuine interaction, leave relevant comments, and try to make them longer than 2 or 3 words. This is what ultimately contributes to growth. Number 9, buying followers. Even though it's been said a million times, I will repeat it because I still get questions about this. Is it worth buying followers? The answer is always no, and I consider this to be one of the most grave mistakes you can make when trying to grow on Instagram. When buying followers, you get a random batch of inactive accounts or accounts which follow thousands of other profiles. And these followers won't engage with your content, and therefore your content will be understood by the algorithm as not valuable and will not be pushed on people's feed and explore page. It will also damage your credibility as an influencer or creator. Buying fake followers only gives you a vanity metric that means absolutely nothing. These inactive, dead accounts will not buy from you, not engage with you, and will eventually potentially kill your account and your reputation. All that just for being able to include a swipe up link in your stories or appearing as a bigger account at a short glance, of course, because when you look further, it's super easy to identify when the profile bought followers. Is the price really worth paying? Also, your account may be banned by Instagram if you have a lot of fake followers. Any unusual activity or very rapid growth can be flagged by Instagram and you may be penalized for it. I don't know if you realize this, but this is used as a shady tactic by some scammy competitors that buy followers for other accounts to cause a drop in engagement rate, authority, and potentially leave them open to a ban. And that's why some bigger creators sometimes have to temporarily private their accounts and accept followers one by one. And I know a few cases like this, and it's always very frustrating to a hardworking creator. So I hope by now you know that buying followers is a complete waste of your money and it's actually dangerous to your account. Besides, I've not even mentioned yet how you get inaccurate analytics, so you don't know who your audience really is, you don't see the subtle changes while you're growing, and you can't say exactly what works and what doesn't. I've had a question about how to deal with it and how to decrease the damage, and I know there are apps out there, but I wouldn't use any apps because they require for you to give them access to your account, and I wouldn't recommend doing that with any unauthorized apps. I would do it manually by removing fake followers one by one each day in small batches, but don't go overboard with the numbers, because if you suddenly start unfollowing a lot of people at once, this may again be recognized as an unusual activity by Instagram and get flagged. Number 10, using bots or engagement pods. Building an organic following on Instagram ain't easy, we all know it, but for God's sake, don't do that. Similarly to buying followers, fake engagement is actually against the community guidelines. Engagement pods are basically like the follow for follow crowd before engagement. I like and comment on your stuff, and you do the same for me. And although this may sound incredibly useful, especially when you're posting something, this carries a similar risk to buying fake followers. Ultimately, people in the engagement pods are not your target audience. They will most likely not buy from you, and you may be flagged for being in a pod. So even if that boosts your post reach when people interact with your post at the very beginning, All in all, it's skewing your analytics and creating inflated numbers. Again, you will have no idea what your audience responds to best. And then there's using bots, which is even worse. It's completely spammy and can lead to getting banned because it's so easy to identify both by Instagram and by other people. You've probably seen spammy emojis and generic comments that bring absolutely nothing to the table. So why do it? Again, it's boosting your engagement rate, but is it a real valid improvement? No, it's not. You may think that in comparison, engagement pods are a bit safer, but they too cause a lot of problems in the long run, and it's just not worth it. If you want engagement, you need to consistently post engaging content that brings value to your audience, get to know your followers, and be social on social. It's as simple and I'm afraid as laborious as it sounds, and there's no shortcut to building a great community online. Bonus point, not being consistent. I've not included this point in this list because it's such a commonly raised argument, and we all should know to be consistent on Instagram if we want to grow, myself included. However, it's still worth mentioning here, and it's just one of these crucial things which is universal to anything you want to do really. Whether it's running a business, growing on any social media platform, building a successful blog, or other goals like learning a language, keeping a healthy lifestyle, or reading more books. There is no progress without consistency. You simply have to be persistent and regular in any actions you take, and it's no different with Instagram. I feel like it's been said a billion times, and I will repeat it here. If you want to grow on Instagram, you need to show up consistently and strategically. If you don't, that's probably the number one reason why you're not growing. This is just the way it is. In my own experience, because I'm still in the initial phase of building my business, I have, very limited resources. My focus is mostly on YouTube and my clients, of course. My Instagram is definitely not growing the way it's supposed to. Am I conscious of it? Very much so. Am I trying to find other reasons why it's not growing? Not necessarily, because I know without showing up there consistently, I know this is the first thing I need to fix if I want to grow. This is my list of the most common mistakes I see on Instagram. Are there any you're making? Share them in the comments down below and let's help each other overcome these. I know I need to free up some time to post consistently and build my story highlights on my profile. So how about you? If that's something you want to improve as well, check out this video in which I give you tons of ideas on how to use highlights to amplify your business. But before you do that, if you don't have an Instagram strategy, this is definitely something you need to start off with. Make sure to watch this video next and it will help you build a solid one yourself. When I started writing about Instagram mistakes, I kept writing, and I came up with a list that's much, much longer than this one. Because it would be tough to fit all of them into one video, I've decided to just share the rookie mistakes first. So if you'd be interested in seeing the more obscure, maybe less obvious Instagram mistakes, let me know in the comments down below and give me a thumbs up so that I know that you've enjoyed this video and you want to learn more. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button to not miss more content marketing videos from me, and I'll see you next time.